Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bible Show. Today we'll be debunking the multiverse theory. And there's a lot of people out there that believe in the multiverse theory. Um, a lot of people in the science fiction community, a lot of people that haven't given the topic much thought. Um, a lot of people with a lot of incorrect premises, which is basically just the wrong information or just incorrect ego investments in the brain or just not enough ego investments in the brain to give a proper conclusion. Um, and yeah, that's what we're going to do today. So basically, the multiverse theory is a theory that states that there's multiple universes and that there's multiple different versions of yourselves, and it's popular among Gen Z to say that maybe in a different universe, X, X, Y, and Z happen to a different version of yourself. And when I was younger, I think I didn't really genuinely entertain the idea, but the thought was quite amusing. That actually I didn't really entertain that idea, but it actually the thought wasn't even that amusing. But there's a good amount of people out there that genuinely entertain and believe that thought and find it quite comforting that maybe a different version of themselves succeeded where they fell short, and that's something. Um, but we can see how this falls very flat um, on its face when we give it some deeper thought. So we have X, Y, and Z more variables happened so that we so that's so that we'll call us um, Z, call us variable Z. Variable Z was created, and we have basic information just about creation of the human soul, body, soul and flesh come together, sort of around the exact same time, like sort of pregnancy ultrasounds when people there's a one where someone saw like there's an image of the hand of God in ultrasound, and yeah, I think it's pretty much consistent that the soul and flesh is created at the same time, but they are separate in a way, and that could probably be a separate video, just how the soul and body they come together at the same time. But if we prove that the soul is can sort of has the ability because it is energy itself, and that it doesn't decompose because energy cannot be created or destroyed. So if the soul doesn't decompose, well, of course, the soul doesn't decompose into the ground, for my current belief, because it's not it dealings from the body. And if we can prove there may be some sort of advanced brain scanning, maybe with AI, that can help in the future, that the soul is separate from the body. It's a part of the body, but maybe we can somehow identify it as a different energy source. And due to the fact that energy cannot be created or destroyed, even our own bodies, like the breath of life, is sort of it's from God. God breathed it. He formed us out of dust, and He breathed His breath of life into ourselves. So basically, all of His essence. Um, and in terms of creation, who says that God made things out of thin air? Isn't God thin air, infinity itself? So we have this whole notion that very much off topic, by the way, it's side tangent, that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It's just everything flowed from God in the beginning, and so the soul cannot be created or destroyed since it's energy. um, there's a good chance it goes somewhere else, like heaven or hell, and that's basically the sort of proof for that. That if the soul is energetic, I highly doubt it decomposes with the body. But I'm back to the main topic. So X, Y, and Z in one variable happened, so that variable Z was created. And people that believe the multiverse theory believe that X, Y, and Z happened to create Z2. And now it's plausible, right? It's plausible. It's also, um, I'm going to say this in a sarcastic tone, but I'm not being sarcastic. It's also possible that pigs can sprout wings and fly into a sandstorm and receive the um, stone from Percy Jackson's Lost Stone. That's also possible. So what I'm trying to say there is that it's extremely unlikely that, first off, it will be assumed that we're not the original universe, that there was someone before off that. Extremely unlikely that someone, that humans were able to create the Big Bang. Extremely unlikely. Big Bang effect, something that we all assume to be true. It's extremely unlikely that humans Big Bang the universe in the universe that we are in right now. And after, with line of thought, come back to me. And it's extremely unlikely that in another separate universe, all the factors for everything to happen, for your parents to meet again in that same exact manner, to create, for all the factors before that allowed your parents to meet that same exact manner, to create the same version of you. If that were to happen, wouldn't that be the exact same universe? But people propose that all the same factors happen for your parents to meet, or somehow they met all those factors, and able to create a slightly different version of yourself, which is, just looking at the statistics or the odds, it's almost impossible for that to happen. Almost impossible. It is much, much more likely, much, much more likely that this is the only universe. Everything in the story of the Bible is consistent, and there is no multiverse theory. And failure in this life is, of course, I'm gonna give some credit to some multiverse people out there. Some multiverse people that do believe that maybe that their other self is going to hell, but what we just said here is that it's very unlikely that their other self even existed, because it's basically impossible for all the factors to happen again without it being the exact same universe, and it'd be really redundant. And we take a look at some scanty evidence from from testimonies of heaven. I don't think people have met duplicate versions of themselves, and well, maybe the other person didn't die yet, but I'm sure we can easily cross out that rabbit hole as well. So it's much more likely that this is the only universe. So with that knowledge in mind, definitely, of course, we have to be very careful with our free will, what we do in our life. And although we do lose some people that believe in the multiverse I've met, oftentimes aren't as I think lack a lot of faith. Uh, that's a very tricky word in the apologize community, but sort of we can go much deeper into this, sort of the three like slants of human souls, like we discussed before, and how that sort of affects biases and whatnot. But a lot of people that believe in the multiverse, actually, I'm not gonna. I don't want to sound like I'm knocking people that believe in the multiverse, but because there could be some very intelligent people that believe in the multiverse that I haven't met yet. So, but yeah, just I would say a comfort that we have without the multiverse is that there are we have an amazing God out there, and another comfort is that there are some we have some sort of wisdom from the Bible how we're all brothers, and so we all should be if everyone sort of believes in the same thing. We're all brothers and sisters, so we sort of help lift each other up. If maybe we were living back in the 50s when, I guess in the 50s it was mostly all white, um, and everyone trusted each other back then. We were all sort of brothers and sisters and neighbors basically, and just that we have comfort that we sort of lift and build each other up. If you're weak, look for the strong. If you're strong, look for the weak. Be sort of be your brother's keepers, like First Corinthians, if I'm not mistaken. And that's sort of the comfort that we have in this. So although basically the multiverse is impossible, we do have a lot of amazing things that we often don't even realize. And I guess that's how I'll end this video.